Welcome, everybody. My name is Coach Luis. I'm a health fitness specialist with Exos at Autodesk. What we're going to be doing here today, guys, is just some stretching, some moving, guaranteed to have some rotation. But before we do get started, I'd love to have any suggestions if you guys are feeling like something in particular on you is feeling tight or needs a little bit extra love or could use, I don't know, just some movement. Feel free to drop in the chat, come off mute. I'm always open two suggestions here. I'll keep my eye on the chat as we go along, but feel free to give me any suggestions. We'll work through it. I'm not seeing anything currently. I will keep my eye on the chat box as we go, so you guys get inspired. If something starts to feel a little funky, feel free to drop it in the chat there. What we're going to be doing today, guys, we're going to start on the ground, lying on our sides here. We're going to do kind of a tough one to start. We're going to start with some breaths. We'll start with some rotation. Stuff we might need for this one, if you'd like to have your head supported, great. A yoga block or a pillow usually works. And then sometimes we have trouble kind of reaching down for the ankle or the foot in that kind of twisted up like a pretzel position. So grabbing a little hand towel or something like that will typically help if we're really not able to reach the foot or the ankle. We can kind of loop around the ankle and then pull on the hand towel from there. So if you guys need stuff like that, feel free to grab it. I'm going to bring my camera down here just so you guys can see what I got going on down here on the ground. All right, so Bretzel. What we're going to start here today, guys, is laying on our sides. I got the pad here to support my head. So I'm lying on my right side here with my bottom arm. So my right arm is kind of laying out on the ground here. My right arm is going to anchor my left knee down out in front of my body here. So my left knee, my top leg, is out in front. It's kind of anchored to the ground here. And I'm going to take my top arm, my left arm here, and I'm going to try and twist and reach my right foot here. So I got to bend my right knee. I'm going to try and grab onto my right foot / ankle here. And I'm pulling that right heel up in towards my glute again with that left arm. So arms and legs are kind of planted where they're going to be. Now what we want to do from this position, inhale to prepare, and on that exhale, we're going to try and roll all the way open, twist, look up towards the ceiling. The goal is to try and take that top shoulder, that left shoulder, and bring it all the way back down to the ground on the other side. So clearly I'm not there. Most of the people I know are not really here, and that's okay. Every time we practice, guys, we get a little bit better here. So let's breathe in this position. Feeling that bottom leg bent, getting some quad stretch in there, hopefully. Feeling the spine stretch. Nice deep breaths here, you guys. With each exhale, we try to turn just maybe a little bit more, as long as it's comfortable. Doing what our body will allow us to do here today. All right, let's do one more big breath in this position. Well done, you guys. On that exhale, we can slowly release that bottom leg. So we're bent at the knee there, that top arm can release. We can release that bottom arm too, release that top leg. You guys can feel free to switch it on over to the other side. I'm going to turn myself around. So you guys can just see my front side here. Okay. We're going to continue now doing the same deal on the other side. So that top leg, which was the bottom leg, is now going to be anchored out in front of us with that bottom arm. So left arm, if you're on your left side, the left arm is the bottom arm. We're anchoring that right knee up front, around hip level. And then we're going to try and twist, bend that bottom leg's knee, reach and try and grab that foot or that ankle, pull that heel in towards the glute. And then from here, we can inhale to prepare. Exhale, we're opening up towards the ceiling here. Finding that breathing pattern. Again, it's all about the twist. So try and anchor that knee up front. Try and make it nice and stationary as we twist through the spine. Maybe A little bit of twist through the neck too. Remember, the goal is to try and bring that top shoulder back down to the ground. Do the best you can here today. Find a good position, and then let's breathe. Good work, everybody. Good work. Remember, if you're having a hard time reaching that back foot or ankle, hand towel is always going to make it a little bit easier. And this might, while you could probably reach your foot or ankle, it might just help ease off on the shoulder and the spine a little bit. Might let you twist a little bit more. So try it one time if you're having trouble. If it's feeling super tight, try it out, see if that helps. Let's do one more big breath here. Well done, everybody. All right, so we can slowly release now that back foot or the bottom leg. You can release that knee that's anchored out front by the arms. What we're going to do now, though, is we're going to stay here on our sides. So starting here on the sides, we're going to bring those knees out in front of us. We're going to stack them up on top of each other. They're going to be up around hip level here. Starting here on our left side, we're going to stretch the arms out and now do some real nice rotation through the middle of our spine. So we're going to open up like a big book. Bottom arm is going to stay planted. That top arm is going to be nice and straight. We're going to wash it with our head. So that means our head is turning to look past the thumb the whole way. We're going to open up as much as we comfortably can here. Take a breath in that outstretched position. And then let's start to close that book. Again, watching it all the way with our head. Having the spine and the neck, or the neck is the top of the spine turning in unison. Let's do a couple more here. Don't lose sight of that breathing. Just want to open up as much as we comfortably can. Keyword, comfortably. Now it's later in the day here, guys, for most of us. This may still feel a little bit stiff. And while we're only going to do a few reps here, it might start to, it'll probably still feel a little bit stiff after. But I highly recommend doing this one on the earlier hours of the day. And then doing about 10 or 15 reps, because so it's really going to drive some change through the middle of the spine. All right, so we've done a few. Let's go ahead and flip on over. We'll do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to turn around once again. You guys can see my front side. All right, so lying on the right side here now, both knees up on top of each other, stacked at hip level here. Whole lower body is nice and relaxed, but staying in the same place. We don't want to feel any of this move down here as we twist all through the upper body here. So let's start to open up, watch that hand. Breathe. Feel that chest, shoulder, kind of neck area open up. Well done, you guys, well done. Keep that breathing going. Stay comfortable here. Don't want to do anything that is uncomfortable or painful. Good job, y'all. Good job. Let's make this one our last one here. Nice big twist. All right, let's close that book for the last time. We're still washing that hand with our head all the way to the end. Well done, you guys. Okay, let's come up to seated here on the ground. Take a moment. All right, for this next one, I believe everyone will be kind of familiar with what we're stretching and how it's going to feel. It's just going to be a slightly different way than how we might be used to doing it. So we're going to get into stretching the back of our hips out here. the piriformis in this kind of seated position. It can be supported by the hands. So we're used to kind of doing this lying down, getting to this figure 4 position, seated in a chair or lying down or something like that, similar to the pigeon pose. But now we can kind of do it from this position. So my arms are out here behind me, kind of supporting me. I'm leaning back a little bit here. What I'm going to do is take my right ankle, hook it onto the top of my left knee here, and then I'm going to plant my left leg, or my left foot, I should say, nice and solid. So left foot is planted in the ground here. Now, bringing your leg in this position, you might already be feeling some stretch in that right rear hip. So if this is enough for you, cool, just hang out, let's breathe. Try and stay upright through that spine. If not, let's try and move our hips kind of slowly closer to that planted left foot. And the closer our hips get to that planted left foot, the more stretch we should start to feel in our bodies here. Now, it's going to be really easy to kind of get all slouched. Try and stay as straight as possible through the spine, kind of supported with the arms. Once we can find some medium stretch here, just breathing into that stomach. Good job, you guys. Keep breathing. I didn't introduce this version today because I think it's better than the other versions. It's just a way to do it. All of us are different, so this might work a little bit better for me, but not so much for Joan. You guys get the picture. Find what works best for you is the point. All right, so let's come out of the tension a little bit. We'll slide our hips back and unhook that right ankle from the left knee. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. So hooking that left ankle up on top of that right knee. Right foot is going to plant in the ground. Then we can increase our stretch by sliding the hips a little bit closer to that planted right foot. Now I can kind of feel that this side is a little bit tighter already. So go ahead and find my spot, hang out, and then we're breathing into that stomach still. Good job, you guys. Good job. All right, one more breath. Nicely done. Let's decrease the tension by sliding the hips away first, sliding them back. Then we can bring our left foot down. Okay, what we're going to do now is end with a little bit of hip internal rotation. So we're going to stay in a similar position, leaning back on those arms. This time, the legs are planted with the heels kind of further apart, wider than hip width for sure. What we're going to do is rotate one hip at a time, starting with the right side. Let's let that knee fall in towards the middle. Notice how the knee isn't bending or straightening at all. I'm just rotating through the hip here. So try to bring that knee as close to the midline of my body as possible, and then back out. So let's do now the left side. Bring it in as much as you comfortably can, trying to twist any other part of the body, and then control it all the way back out. Here we're just trying to make sure that inside of the joint moves well, moves smoothly. We're just going as far as we can tolerate here. I know maybe if you're feeling new or something else like that, but let's keep the breathing going. Don't hold the breath because this might be new. Just one at a time, rotating, making sure that that range that was there yesterday is still there today and will be there tomorrow. All right, guys, let's do one more each side here. As far as you can, comfortably. And then let it come back out. Nicely done, you guys, nicely done. Okay, that is all the time I have left for this stretch break here today. Thank you guys for sticking with me. Hope everyone has a great rest of your day. Don't forget, blood drive is still going on in the month of June. Signups are still open up until June for that. And then our last live offering of the day today is going to be Brittany's Abs and Core / Mobility Monday at 5 p.m. Pacific. Usually a fun class, always nice to end the day with some mobility, so don't miss out on that. I will see you guys soon, hopefully. Have a great rest of your day and week. See you guys next time.